Hey everyone, it's only episode 10. I didn't know that there was going to be 10 episodes. There may be 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 episodes. I have no idea. But this is episode 10. In the last episode, I did loads. That episode was a long episode. It was over an hour. I did bridge placement. I did finishing. I did a little bit of carving. I did fretting. All kinds of stuff. This episode is going to be mainly finishing. Putting some finish on the back of the neck. Probably going to take place over a few days while I just build up the layers of oil on there, and then I'll start putting things in there. I'll start attaching the bridge, and I'll start doing the electrics, and I'll start doing the fret dressing, and I'll have the tuners, and I'll do all of that. And maybe at the end of this episode, just maybe, we'll have a guitar that is playable, possibly finished. Well, let's just see. So let's just get on with it. Let's just start adding some finish to the back, I think. Okay, so I've got the back of the guitar here. There's actually a few little kind of thumbprints and things on it of oil from when I oiled the front, but that's fine. They'll just disappear in a minute. This is sanded to, I think, 500 grit. Feels really smooth, feels really nice. So I just want to get on and oil it, really. I'll try and keep my head out of shot this time, because the last video there was a lot of this, which isn't really great to watch, so I'll try and keep my head out of the shot. So let me just grab my oil and things, and we'll get going. Okay, so I've got my penetrating guitar finishing oil here. I have got some workshop roll folded up, and I am going to do the edges first. I'm just going to start here and go around and do the edges, just like we did the front. Not too much on. Did I get my head in there then? I probably did. I'll try and keep it out. I just like to have a look. I just like to see what's going on. So when I'm looking, I'm just sticking my head completely in front of the camera. Now the back of this isn't grain filled, so the front are grain filled with the ruby enhancing filler. I've not done this to the back, so it will all be brown, it will all be one colour. But also, as I apply the oil, it will soak in easier. Oil soaks in a lot easier to non-grain filled wood. But that's starting to look rather nice. Get it on, look at that, that's lovely. The grain is just so nice. A little bit more. Right, so that's all the sides, all the facets. Now I'm going to do the top. I'm just going to pour a bit on here, like that. I'm just going to smush it around. Well, that looks pretty damn nice. There you go. And while I'm here, I'm going to do the back of the neck, so I will just slide this along so the neck's in view. Something like that. Same piece of tissue, it's still okay. I'm not going to pour it on the neck though. I'm going to start up here. That's nice. Little crease there that I need to get in. There we go, we got it. Okay, do the back of the neck. Curious to see what the back of the neck looks like. So let's just get it on. That's quite nice. Really nice actually. Last little bit in there. Get in that tight little bit there. Here we go. That's it. Wow, that looks pretty good. Okay, so that's all had a coat. I'm going to leave that for 10 minutes now. Okay, see you in 10 minutes. Okay, it's been around about 10 minutes, so I am just going to clean cloth here and start wiping. And in my head, what I'm doing here is buffing. That's kind of the thought process. So yeah, I'm wiping off excess, but I'm buffing. I want it to be smooth and not sticky. You know, you just get these little bits off, which is good. The more you do this after every coat, the shinier it gets, and you build up these really thin layers. Because the thin layers just means that you still kind of get to feel the wood, which is always nice, because I like that. Like that. So that's gone in there, that's penetrated in, but I've wiped off any excess so that can dry. Just do the neck. Turn it over. So I've got all the excess off, and by doing that just means that it doesn't take too long to dry, and it means that I can add more coats of the other oil. which is the high build. There we go. Happy with that. Looks good. The back looks great. So I'm going to leave that to dry. All right. So I've just nipped into the shed to give this another coat. I didn't do it on camera because it's just me coating it in oil, you know. But this is its third coat in total, but second coat of high build. So it's had one coat of penetrating oil, two coats of high build on the front. Just wanted to see what it would look like. And it's starting to look rather nice. I'm just waiting kind of 15 minutes or so. It's getting a little bit cold in here now, so I'm just going to wait 15 minutes. I'm going to wipe it over gently, let this dry. Tomorrow I'll probably come in tomorrow night again and go over it with a dry workshop tissue It's pretty stiff stuff. It's not like kitchen roll. It's quite strong stuff, and it actually kind of buffs it. It sort of buffs the oil for the next coat. So I'll either do that, or I might, if it's dry enough, I might flip it over and do the back with its first coat of high build. The back hasn't had any high build yet, so maybe I should do that. But you know, 3 coats in, starting to look really nice. It's got a good sheen to it. It's not a gloss, but it's got a sheen to it, which I really like when using Sapele, because you get this chatoyance. It's hard to get it on camera. There you go. You see that? See how it kind of moves? It shimmers across. That's what I like about Sapele. So I want the whole guitar to do that. The whole neck and the fretboard's doing it. You know, the headstock does it. It's all there. That's what I like. Starting to look extremely nice. Bit of a different view. Decided to hang it up so I can do the back and the front at the same time. So I've just applied another coat to the back. It's looking rather nice. Good view of the edge there, kind of like an axe edge. So back on the bench, it's had several coats of oil over the last week, I reckon. Probably about 6 coats, and I'm going to leave it there because it's looking fine. It is not 100% cured, I can feel that, but that's fine. I'm going to be careful what I'm doing. It looks nice. It looks very nice. So the job I want to do now is I need to drill from here to here. So I've got the earth wire going to the bridge. So I didn't have a drill bit, but I've bought one. Here it is. This is a 3mm by 300mm drill bit. That'll do the job. So I'm going to do that now. Okay. So I've got the overhead camera on, which is my phone and cable ties for the technical people around. So what I'm going to do is drill. So I've got my drill with a super long drill bit here. The reason it's super long is it allows me to get a really shallow angle. Okay, if I had a short drill bit, you know, the angle isn't very shallow, but this way, hopefully, I can drill in and come out where I want to, which is about here. I'm going to drill in here. Let's go. Whoa. Like that. Oh, it's a very bendy drill bit. Hang on. Very close to the edge. There we go. We are through. A little bit of clean up there, but that's fine. The wire comes through and it lies flat just in the middle there. So that's good. And if you can hear a noise, my neighbour is mowing his lawn. If you can't, it doesn't matter. But we've just drilled through there, so that's good. Okay, so done loads on the body. I want to do a little bit of work up this end. All that needs doing really on here is truss rod cover, a nut, which I haven't got the right colour nut material for this. I might have a look at gluing some binding together and turning that into a nut. That could be quite good because then it would match, but I'll have a look at that. So nut, truss rod cover, tuners and a logo. I'm going to do the logo on a water slide. I just need to print it really. I say logo, it's just going to have the name of the guitar on it and then when I made it. And then obviously like the tuners which are here in a bag. These are the tuners. Copper coloured. 6 of them, thankfully. So what I'll do, I think I'll put them on and we'll see what they look like. I think. Get them out of the bags. So this is what they look like. They're a copper colour, like an aged copper. I thought it would look quite nice and match everything and be in keeping. Where's the camera? Oh, there it is. They look like that. They're an aged copper look. I think they'll look nice when they're on. I'm just going to try them to see if they fit. They should do. I measured these bits the other day, so they should go on. Let's just try the first one. Let's try this one. If I went like that, and like that, just for now. Now, do I have them all leaning forward, all leaning backwards, or upright, or in line? I'll have to play around with how I want them. I think probably just leaning along the edge. Of course, these screws on the back of these. But for now, I just always do this kind of loosely. And then I'll line them all up to make sure that they're in the right place. And then I'll drill the little holes and put the screws in the back. But for now, I'm just going to do this. I think these are going to look quite nice actually. Rather nice. I'm liking the look. A very kind of rich look. Last one. Does want tightening up a little bit more. They look a bit higgledy-piggledy at the moment, but it's just because they're not tightened up. But something like that. Oh, that looks all right, doesn't it? Quite like that. Yeah, they look quite smart. Yeah, I like that. Enough room there for the logo. It's just going to say the angle, because that's the name of the guitar, and it's going to have the date, I think, maybe, or maybe just GGBO2023, something like that, or maybe my name. I don't know. Something really small. And I'll do that on a water slide, and obviously I'll film that when I put it on. So that looks pretty cool. I quite like that. I'm going to leave them there for a while just so I get used to them. I think I'll tighten them up just so they don't rattle. And I will start kind of thinking about the nut, I think. All right. I've been doing bits and bobs. Kind of made a truss rod cover, not 100% sure about it yet. We'll see when it has a nut on what it looks like. But the main thing is, you may notice that the fretboard is now bright green. That's because I've masked it off with green tape, just so I can do a bit of fretwork on it. So I'll do some fretwork on it. So what I'm going to do is just mark all these frets. So I've got a Sharpie here, and I'm just going to go over each fret like this. Just colouring them in basically. Tops. The tops are all got marker on them. And the reason we do that is I'm going to go and level them all. So I have a level here, standard level. I don't use a leveling beam. Why would I? And it's got some very well used, very fine paper on it. And all I'm going to do is go over the frets like this. And this is just going to take the high spots off. It's annoying me. The paper is folded up a little bit on this end, so I'm just going to cut it off. Like that. There we go. See better? That's better. Okay. Now we got a little file here. It's just going to make them round again for me. too bad now, these that one. Go back there. One. Really good. All right. Now the next step is fret rubbers. We'll start with a course. That one is annoying. I'm just getting there. Just a couple of weird little file marks off the crowning file, so a bit of sandpaper sorts that out. Back into this. Mine's better. Okay, that's the coarse one done. Now, I won't film me doing the medium and the fine because it's the exact same process. So I'll just stop the camera, I'll do that, and then I'll come back when I'm ready to polish. So I've done all that with the fret rubbers, so now I'm just going over the edges here. So I've crowned them, I've sanded them with these fret rubbers to a fine. So what I've done also is I've just gently filed the very ends, and now I'm just going over those very ends with the fret rubbers. Like so. And I've got some polishing blocks, rouge, that I use for jewellery. I'm going to use them on these to make them have a mirror finish, because that would be really nice. So I don't know if it's showing up on the camera, but even with just the fine fret rubber, they're shining, but we can get them shinier, and I think that's what I'm about to do. A little bit of a, I'm just feeling them. There. So I'm just going to go in with my file here, kind of round it over, go. One with the course. It's all right. And we're fine. Better. I'll go over these again before final build and all of that, but they're fine. Okay, so got my little tool here, and I've got some pre-polish, or Tripoli as I call it. I'll load up the mop. The mop is just loaded up gently, and off we go. Well, that's the pre-polish and they already look good. I'll just give this a wipe to get off any excess, and then I'll go in with the polish. Rightio. They're looking nice already, really nice. But they can be nicer, so we'll do that now. But first I will change this. So new mop and rouge, jeweler's rouge. I'll go sparing with this because it can be quite messy. All right. Well, they're definitely a mirror shine. And the excess rouge off. Go. Okay. Okay, so we've got a mirror finish on all the frets. They're lovely and smooth. Feel nice. I'm going to take the tape off. We'll have a look. If there's any kind of polish that's gone through, fine, I'll sort it out. There shouldn't be much. If there is any, you can get the tape off. Yeah, there we go. Well, I can tell you from here, those frets are looking very nice. And I'll do a close-up once I get all this tape off so you can see the frets and the fret ends. If it wants to come off. Come on, there we go. There you go. Well, okay, that looks rather nice. Very nice indeed. Lovely. Alright, I'll show you a close-up. And here's the close-up. So we've got lovely mirror finish. Can you see my reflection in them? Well, if you do that you can't. They've got a mirror finish. They look amazing. All the ends look good. Nice and shiny. You know. Like that. Super shiny. Which is how you want them. It's going to be comfortable to play. There's no sharp bits. Little one there. Just there. Which I can sort out. That's no problem. But the rest. Yeah, that one. The rest are nice. I'll go over them again. Not with the mop or anything. I'll just do the very, very light kind of tickle up on the edges. But that's just, you know, me being fussy. But the rest looks great. You know, the fret ends look nice. That was good. We're getting there. We are getting there. Slowly but surely. The end is in sight. And just some quick close-ups of the fretwork. I was really happy with the fretwork on this. The mirror finish is amazing. It all went really well, really smoothly. And here's some close-up videos of those frets. So I'm just messing around with these water slide that printing paper that you get that then is water slide. I've put it on. It's not stuck at all, it's moving, you know. Just kind of get a best position. But I'm thinking to leave it on. Maybe I put it maybe here. I don't know. I'll have a play around with that, I think, and see where I want it. I think that's where I want it. Just up at the end there. Oh, I like that. Okay, so I'll give that just another very light coat of oil, just so you can't see the outline of the transfer paper. There's one on the back as well, so I'll just give it a quick coat of oil. So while that's drying, I'm gonna start the wiring. There's only so much I can do because the pickup's out of the body at the moment, but I can certainly wire up the pots and the volume and stuff, so I think I'll get on with that. So I've just gone to the overhead camera. I'm just kind of doing the wiring and bits and bobs. But I decided to put the bridge on because I've got the holes for the bridge. And I've got the screws for the bridge. So why not put the bridge on? And while I'm at it, let's do the earth wire. So the earth wire goes like that. And it means that when I put the bridge on, the earth wire gets trapped under the bridge and gives me my earth. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. Not tightening it up fully just yet. I will do once I've got all the screws in. Okay, start tying up now because I've got 3 in, so it doesn't go anywhere. That screw goes in the middle. A bit tight getting it in there, but we can do it. So watch out, stand it up in the springs and everything. If I pass them. Okay. That's in. And my earth wire, yep. If I pull it, it doesn't come out because it's trapped underneath the bridge. Alright, so that's good. I'll just carry on with the wiring and doing bits and bobs. This is where we're up to so far. I'm not the best at this, but it'll work, and that's the main thing. Alright, so that bit's done. So all I need to do with that is connect up the pickup and the earth wire from the bridge, but that's fine, that's done. So we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm going to do a little bit of work on the kind of pickup height and stuff, I think, now. Alright, headstock is looking good. It's got the tuners in place. Logo, truss rod cover. The bridge is in place. Not much to do. So I'm just playing around with the control plate here. So I've took the knobs and everything off, and I'm just trying to give it some kind of texture. I'm going over it with 150 grit paper in one direction to give it some lines, which I've already done, but I don't know whether I want to maybe apply a little bit of heat to it, you know. just to maybe change the colour of it a little bit. I might just have a play around with it and see what happens. So I've got my blowtorch here. I'm going to apply some heat kind of evenly, just kind of darken it up a bit, give it a little bit of a patina. Giving it a bit of colour actually, that's not too bad. Subtle, but alright. There we go, now it's going. Looks quite nice. So I'll let that cool down and then I'll hit it again with the sandpaper, I think. Okay, scratch plate is on. It's still got its little cellophane on there at the moment, so I'll wait until I unveil that. But yeah, that's on. That's not going anywhere now. So the control plate has now cooled down. It's kind of a greeny coppery colour, which doesn't quite match anything. So I'm just going to scratch it again with the sandpaper, but it should give it a bit of an interesting look, I hope. Let's see. So it's had a few scratches now on it with the sandpaper. It's just give it a bit of a warmer colour, really. It's not as kind of pinky. Got a bit of a brownie, bit of green in there. Looks a little bit more aged. Kind of matches the tuners a little bit when you're getting the right light. So I might put a little bit of finishing oil over this, I think, just to kind of tone it down a bit. Okay, so just a really thin coat of guitar finishing oil has just brought out the patina, which is what I wanted. I don't think it's picking it up very well on here, but it's kind of darker now, a bit of a darker colour, which is what I want. I'm going to let that dry a bit. I'll go over it again. I'm happy with that. So at the moment, headstock is done, apart from the nut. Scratch plate is on. The bridge is on. So we're nearly done. Keep saying that. Nearly done. I thought I'd better film this bit. So I'm just finishing up the wiring. I've somehow managed to lose the screws for the pickup. So I've ordered some more and they're on the way. But in the meantime, I am just wiring up the pickup and wiring up the earth to my little controls there. Shouldn't take too long. The screws have turned up, so I'm just about to put it in. I've taken the little sticker off there and it is super mirror finish. You know, you can just see me in there. So I'm just going to do that. And then all I'm waiting for is the nut and the strings and a few other bits and bobs and setup and that. but I really want to get this pickup in. Then at least I can plug it in and just see if everything's working. Okay, so I am doing the nut. Here we are. My head may well get in the way here because I'm going to have to look closely because I've got my goggles on, but it helps me see. So I want this. That's nice and tight against that. I think is what I need to do. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, I think what I'll do, I'm gluing this nut in here. I've gone with a black nut. I was trying a like an ivory coloured one. I thought it might look nice, but it just doesn't go. And then I thought about making a nut by gluing bits of binding together, but it just wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. So I've gone with a black nut. That's what I'm going to put in, but I think I'll do it off camera because all you're going to see is the back of my head because I'm going to be super up close with this. So I will do this and then I'll show it you. Okay. And the nut is in. It's glued in, nice and tight. I had to just do a little bit of carving on the bottom with my chisel just to get it tight, but it is tight against the fretboard that way and it's tight against the neck that way. So I'm happy that that's nice. I am going to have to file a little bit on this side, which is, I mean, it's tiny. I could live with it, but I could just about feel it. So I'm going to file it a bit and get it nice. But I'm getting very, very close to putting strings on it. So I think I'll have a look for some strings. And I've got some nice strings in mind that I think will make this guitar look really nice. So let me find some strings. Let me do a few little tweaks here and there. And then I think we're going to string it up, which is pretty exciting. All right, I'm going to get some strings on it. And have I got some strings for it? I'm going with DR Neon or Dr. Neon Red. So there's going to be bright red strings on this just to make it absolutely pop. And I can't wait to see them on it. So let me get them on. Okay, so went to put the strings on and they were fretting out up here. The strings were fretting out. And I thought this might happen. I had a feeling it would happen with that bridge. I like using kind of tunematic bridges, but I didn't want to put that on here. I wanted this kind of bridge. So I have I've made a little plate that's going to sit underneath the bridge, but it has a little border. So it even though it is practical because it's lifting the bridge up for me, it's also a little bit of an embellishment and it matches the pick guard and the binding. So I think it might actually look quite nice. So I'm just going to be drilling and fitting that and then I'll get the strings on. So plan B, we're on plan B, which is okay. I don't mind plan B. Okay, so you get the idea. That plate goes first. Got the earth wire through there, got my holes in the right places, and then the bridge goes on top of it. So that's going to be quite nice, I think. It's going to tie everything in. I'm thinking now maybe to make a pickup ring. Is that too much? Is that overkill? I have got to finish this thing, really. I can't just keep adding bits. So there you go. The bridge is now in place. It's sat on that little bit. And you know what? It looks... Let's just wipe that. There you go. It looks right. Ha! Well, I'm liking that. Excellent. All right. Now we'll attempt to get the strings on. Okay, so I think that's the end of this episode. It's got strings on it. Now I can't remember where I was up to when I started this episode, and this is, again, is a long episode, but it was all little bits just to get the thing finished. There's 2 bits on it that aren't finished yet, and those are the strap hooks, the little strap nuts, those things. I need to figure out where they're going. Because of the facets on the guitar, I can't put them where they would normally be, but I think I can figure it out. Let's have a look. So it's got strings on it, and they are bright red, which I thought would be good. So there's not been a setup on this guitar. I've just literally put the strings on, tuned them up and stretched them, and they're out of tune now. But it's not had a setup or anything. I will do a setup and I'll clean it up. So I think the next video, rather than me just kind of messing around doing a setup, the next video will be it being played by me, because why not? But that is it. That is a complete guitar. That is a complete musical instrument. Okay, happy with that. It definitely needs a setup, which I will do. But for now, I think that is enough. Thanks to everybody who's watched. Thanks to everybody who's watched from it being just pieces of wood on a bench. And here we are, 10 episodes, I think, later. So not bad. Not bad. But just stay tuned for the next video, I think, which I will do as soon as I can. And it'll be a sound test. Thanks, everyone. See you later.